Yo guys, Spiderbot here, and we're talking about Transit, we're talking about the Easter egg, we're talking about continuation. You damn straight there's continuation. Anyways, this is a theory. This makes a lot of sense, what I'm going to talk about, honestly. If you really think about it, it just makes a lot of sense. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to go back to the audio when we first heard Richtofen, and let's hear it again. I know this, I'm not using ripped audio, I'm using audio recorded from the game, so you may not be able to hear everything, but let's listen to it again.
This is not a sprint. This is a marathon.
Alright, so I cut the rest off. That's not important. The important part that I wanted to point out was Richtofen when he said, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Alright? Meaning, we're not going to be able to do this quickly. Alright? Well, what does that mean? Well, I don't know. Let's combine it with some other clues that we have here. Check this out. We have a tweet by Jimmy Zielinski on December 2nd, right? And he's obviously referring to TranzitZombies. Is that it then? Final answer, commitment. And we've seen this thing about commitment before. I think it's been mentioned a couple places, but maybe not. Perhaps it was only on Jimmy Zielinski's tweet. All right, commitment. Commitment to what? Commitment to finding the rest of whatever it is that we want to find here on Transit is my opinion. Now, the thing that really got me thinking about this and actually excited about it, and I gotta tell you, I am excited about it, and I think this is probably one of the most plausible considerations for some sort of continuation that I've heard or seen about. You know, I mean, we can jet gun this, EMP that, galvanuckle the other thing, but this makes a whole lot of sense, and this is off the callofduty.com forums. And I'll link you to the post, and it's by a guy by the name of it's not Deathbringer Zen, alright? And listen to what he posted, right? Well, with my friend reporting these orbs, beams, sounds, etc. coming from every game he plays now, it does make you think. He's been playing for nearly 2 weeks daily, haven't chosen to side with Richtofen. Therefore, he's completed the Tower Babel for Richtofen and then just plays Transit. And he says his games are crazy with lights and strange sounds. And we've seen stuff like the orb on the street light that we get sometimes that I've never been able to replicate. The lights that people are getting in the laundromat, I can't replicate it, but I think from my standpoint, we actually flip-flop. We've been flip-flopping so much. We do Maxis, then we do Richtofen, then we do Maxis, because our thought was maybe we have to do certain things in the same game that we've actually completed the Tower of Babel. So let me continue on with this posting. Now, he's not seasoned in doing Easter eggs, so he's not too sure what to make of it all, but if we were in a game with these events taking place, then maybe we would have some better insight. My only gripe, if you will, with the theory is that if you commit to a side, but your mates do not, does that not have an effect in your game if you all play together? How can you complete an Easter egg that requires maybe 4 players if only one player is committed long enough to get these additional effects or events? It does seem like a major flaw in the theory, but we'll still test it out, and he's sick of doing the Tower of Babel now anyway, as am I. But, you know, I start thinking about that. I mean, the fact that there are reports, and I think some other people have confirmed this as well, that as they continue on, and it goes to that commitment, and that's really the essence of what we have seen here in Transit, is that we have these two sides. We have Maxis, we have Dr. Richtofen, we heard it with the TV radio broadcast that, you know, there are two sides, and we gotta commit. The commitment is not to zombies. The commitment, in my mind, and what I'm thinking here now, it's not to just Transit, it's actually to a side. Pick a side and you commit to that side and you play. You know, you completed Maxis, you continue playing Transit after having completed Maxis. You don't redo the Tower Babel like we've been doing almost every other day. You know, after Richtofen's reset, well, we go do Richtofen. Why does it reset? Why does it reset? Right? It's you're not committing. You're basically going back to Richtofen. I mean, they both don't reset. Once you've completed one, the last one that you completed will always remain completed on your profile, and that never resets. I think that goes partly to that commitment. This is the reason why I'm putting, yeah, this is step 39 of our Easter egg breakdown, call it discovery, whatever you will. Right now, with everything else that we've done and tried, and all the ideas that people are bringing forward, and the clock, the jet gun on the clock, and I mean everything, this is the thing right now that stands out to me to be the most plausible thing to do. And when you talk about commitment, it's commitment, because I'm sure you're going to have to play for at least a couple of weeks before, or at least a few days before you even start seeing indications of what he's talking about in this post, and maybe possibly even weeks until we can actually concretely make something of it. So we're gonna try. That's where we're at. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I think it's probably, again, like I said, the most interesting and plausible thing that I could think of to do at the moment, and that's what we're gonna do. Leave a comment, guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm Spider, and I'm out.